Welcome to Earl Stewart on Cars.
You got an old vehicle, you're going to have a problem with it. Even if you just do some telephone shopping, you get a rough idea of what that vehicle is, market value is worth. So, real simply, if you've got an old car, like a 10-year-old car, and it's worth $3,000, obviously you don't want to spend $4,000 to fix it. Even an old car that won't run is worth something. Then it becomes a matter of judgment. How much do you love that old car? I mean, what is the nature of the repair? If you have a $3,000 car, the car that you could sell for $3,000, would you spend $1,000 to repair it? This becomes a little subjective because, some people fall in love with their cars. They just don't want to part with it, and they've been driving it for many, many years. It's served them well, and maybe they would spend $1,000. I don't think I'd spend $1,000 on a car worth $3,000, one-third of the value. I would take that car to several, if I wanted to sell it outright or trade it, depending on what I wanted to do, and I would get bids on the car. You go to a car dealer, used car dealer, or a new car dealer with a used car department, an old car like that, they're probably not going to retail it off their lot, although some dealers will. They will take the car and they'll take it to an auction. The auctions are, people don't realize what big business auctions are. There's a company called Manheim that pretty much has a monopoly on car auctions. And at the auctions, it's a bunch of car dealers bidding against each other. It's a rough arena you're in there. There are very few rules, and you can sell a car with all sorts of defects as long as you say that I'm selling the car as is. They call it under the red light. So people can buy the car at the auction, and a lot of these cars that are bought at the auction, especially in South Florida, are exported. Now, you send a car to another country like Panama where they have no rules, or Costa Rica or Venezuela. I mean, these cars go all over the world that are bought at auctions. You will find the wholesale buyers bidding the price up, even though they couldn't sell the car in the United States. And I have to say it, too. There's some people that will buy the cars, and they will jury rig, they'll paste it together. They use duct tape where the car will just barely run, and then they will retail it. But it's buyer beware at an auction, and dealers can get surprisingly good prices for cars that you wouldn't want to buy at an auction. So, with all that said, if you've got an old car and the significant amount of repair, my advice to you is to take it and shop it with car dealers and see what they'll pay for the car. If they think they can make a profit on the car, that they're entitled to, they might pay you $2,500 for that $3,000 car and make $500 on it at the auction. But that's okay. They need to make a profit if they're buying a car they can't retail. If they can retail it, they might pay even more. I would personally draw the line at about one-third of the value of a car, because you don't know that repair is the last one. When a car gets to be 10 years old, you have a repair, and maybe you haven't had a problem with the car in 10 years, they're going to start. And maybe you have another repair in 6 months or a year, and that's another $1,000. Pretty soon you have spent the entire value of your car, but it just didn't come in one fell swoop.